National income is the sum total of factor incomes earned by the normal resident of a country in form of wages, rent, interest and profit in an accounting year. Good morning students. Today we will discuss on importance, utility and difficulties faced in estimating the national income of our country. Before watching this video, kindly go through the basic concept of the national income and what are the different methods of calculating the national income. The links are provided in the description. So let's now discuss the importance of national income one by one. National income is the index of economic progress. Yes, because it provides a clear and absolute index for measuring the economic progress of any nation. The level of economic development, standard of living, and future prospect of a nation can only be estimated by the growth pattern of the nation. Second point is international comparative study. Yes, because on the basis of national income, a comparative study of two nations can be carried out. These studies ensure the optimum and the rightful distribution of the funds, especially from the international financial institutions like IMF and World Bank. It helps in formation of the government policies. In every nation, every government has to implement various policies like fiscal policy, monetary policy. So, various economic factors such as tax, bank rate, deficit financing, borrowing, government expenditure are decided with the help of the conclusion presented by the national income analysis. It helps in the government planning because national income is the base for the government planning, whether it is long term planning or it is short term planning. The data of the national income explains that in different plans how much success and failure can be achieved. The objectives and target of the different government plans are decided on the basis of national income data. It helps in the analysis of the future trend. National income is a very significant tool of future forecasting. Business activities can be determined on the basis of the growth pattern of the national income. It helps in the study of national expenditure and depreciation. But the study of national expenditure is equally important. Why? Because national income is divided into expenditure and investment. So, the study of expenditure gives more demand side analysis by putting emphasis on the study of investment and savings. It also helps in the estimation of inflationary and deflationary gaps. The pressure of inflationary and deflationary trends can be measured only with the help of national income data. Inflation and deflationary gaps can be identified through the national income analysis. If national production of a nation is less than the probable expenditure, then it will be a situation of inflation. And if probable expenditure is less than total production, then it will result in the deflation. So it is necessary to study national income to find out inflationary and deflationary conditions of any country. So these are the important point or why national income is important for any nation. Now, we will discuss the utility of the national income. National income data have become significant part of the parliamentary discussions and policy making of any country. So, the utility of national income can be discussed in the following points. The first point is social utility. Social utility of the national income lies in the concept through which national income examination can be done. The national income analysis enable a country to examine and judge a program and policy simultaneously, and on that basis policy can be made more public utilities oriented. Second point is measuring utility. In any economic system, numerous commodities and services are produced simultaneously. For example, television or clothes are produced simultaneously in an economic system. So, the measurement of production activity is very important from the two angles. First one is it is important to find out the measure of consumption from the social angle, and second, the production will decide the size of the market, and the size of the market will decide the production. So it is having a measuring utility also. Now, the third point is welfare utility. Economics and social welfare are the two sides of the same coin, and mutually they affect each other. If economic welfare is increased, then there is a reduction in the non-economic welfare. Then increase in the welfare depends on the relative effect of change in the both. So we can say a national income is having the welfare utility. Third is planning utility. Planning has become the unique feature of majority of the developing nation. National income data helps in the formation of realistic planning for the long term as well as short term. Next is budgetary utility. Majority of the economic system is carried through the planning in the present era. And the budget is the most important tool of planning because it determines the level of income and the size of expenditure in any economy. And the last point is monetary utility. Price stability is an essential condition of any economic progress, as unwanted price rise badly affect the economy as both domestic and international front. So every economy has a definite size to absorb the quantity of the money in the circulation. So if money supply is increased beyond that point, then it will definitely affect interest rates, foreign exchange, credit, etc. So, national income analysis has a significance in the systematic monetary management of any nation. So, this is the utility of the national income. Now, we will discuss the difficulties in income measurement. The estimation of national income is a very difficult task, and these difficulties are categorized into three parts. First, conceptual difficulties, operational difficulties, and statistical difficulties. So let's start with the conceptual difficulties. It is related to defining various concepts, estimation methods to be employed, stages of economic activity at which national income is to be calculated, and the type of goods and services that are included or not included in the national income. The following are the major conceptual difficulties. First is the problem of method. National income is measured by product method, income method, and expenditure method. So, the method employed for calculating national income may have certain imperfections, and there are various limitations to these methods also in the application because of the complex economic system and diversified economic activities. So it is difficult to decide which method is more suitable for particular sector of economy for estimation of national income. Second point is problem of non-monetized sector. This is known as problem of economic duals, in which exchange of a part of production is done through the barter system, especially in the developing countries. So the conversion of non-monetized transactions into money term is a big difficulty. Third point is production for self-consumption. In the developing economies where agriculture is carried out on the subsistence basis, a considerable part of production does not come out to the market for the sale. A large part of production is either consumed by the producers or bartered away with the other producers. Fourth point is problem of transfer payments, capital gains, and intermediate goods. There are certain economic activities which increases the national income without increasing the production. These activities are transfer payments, capital gains and intermediate goods. Transfer payment means those payments which are paid for without exchange of goods and services, like unemployment allowances, old age allowances. So these payments do not increase the production. Next, the second difficulty is operational difficulties. The difficulties related to the measurement tools, procedures and agencies that are related with the national income estimation. The first point is lack of accounting habits. Usually individuals or household do not maintain any income and expenditure accounts regularly. So this is the aggravated problem of our economy. Next point is large unorganized sector. In India, there is a large unorganized sector and scattered nature of producing units put barrier in the accurate estimation of the national income. The last point is inability to reveal income and lack of public support. You all know that incomes and earning are always a secret part of the individual. So people do not easily disclose or reveal their income correctly. And the third category of problem is statistical difficulties. It is related to the nature of data, sample problems, etc. It includes lack of reliable data. This is the most serious statistical difficulty in estimating the national income, because inadequate data, non-availability and unreliable statistical data leads to wrong estimation of national income. Next point is problem of depreciation and depletion. We all know that with the continuous changes in the price of the capital assets, depreciation valuation adjustment is full of statistical difficulties. And the last point is problem of double counting. Double counting is the act of counting twice the value of a single commodity in the process of computation of national income. It happens when it is difficult to make distinction between intermediate production and final production. So these are the certain difficulties that we faced while calculating the national income. Now we will discuss the feature of national income in India. First point is excessive dependence on agriculture. This is the most striking feature of India's national income, that considerable proportion of 27.8% of the national income is now being contributed by the agriculture sector. Second point is poor growth rate of GDP and per capita income. The per capita of income is approximately 135,000. India is nearly 4 decades behind the US in the GDP, and IMF forecasted that the US and the India GDP gap would increase to over $20 trillion in 2022. Now, our third point is unequal distribution and poor standard of living. Due to highly skewed pattern of distribution of income, the standard of living of the majority of population of our country is very poor. Next point is growing contribution of tertiary sector. This is another striking feature of India's national income, that the contribution of tertiary sector has been increasing continuously over the years, from 28.5% in year 1950-51 to 42.7% in year 1996-97. The next point is unequal growth of different sectors. In India, different sectors are growing at unequal rate. During the period of 1951, the primary sector has recorded a growth rate of 2.9%, but the secondary and the tertiary sector has recorded a growth rate of 6.3% and 7.1% respectively. So the growth of different sector is at the unequal rate. Next point is regional disparity. Among all the states, only 6 states of the country have recorded higher per capita income over the national figure. Out of these 6 states, Punjab ranked the highest and Bihar ranks the lowest. Next point is urban and rural disparity of income is another important feature of national income. The All India Rural Household Survey shows that the level of income in the urban area is just twice than the rural area, depicting a very poor progress of the rural economy. Next point is public and the private sector. Major portion of the income is generated from the private sector, that is 75.8%, and only 24.2% of the national income is generated by the public sector. So these are the important feature of the national income in India. I hope now it is clear to everyone that what is national income, how it can be measured, what are the problems we face while estimating the national income, and what are the important features of the national income. If you are new to this channel, then kindly like, share and subscribe the channel. Thank you so much for today. Have a nice day.